Yes guys, what's up? It's Thursday morning. I'm going to take you through my day today. As you'll have seen, I've been uploading a lot of educational focused content on the channel. It's been doing really well around training and nutrition, kind of whiteboard style, and I haven't done like a vlog in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to take you through my day today. So as said, Thursday morning, had a little bit of a lie-in today, got up at 6:30. I've been getting up really early over the last probably like 10 days. I've been taking calls at 5:30 a.m. just because a lot of the clients that we work with are in the US, and a lot of the prospective clients that are booking in for calls, consultation calls, are in the US too. I actually like that structure. I like getting up early, but you know, it goes without saying, a few days probably didn't get enough sleep, so I took a bit of a lie-in today. I just got the new Whoop 5.0 this week. I've had a Whoop for the last probably 4.5 years, maybe even 5 years, I'm not sure, but pretty much ever since it came out. So I upgraded to the 5 from the 4. I'm yet to really see a difference, to be honest, but I will report back on that. But my recovery on my Whoop this morning was about 55% because I did a heavy interval session on the treadmill yesterday. The workout was 2.5k warm up, and then it was 6 by 1k. I did the first 3 reps at 3:45, and then I dropped the pace down. Well, I increased the pace to 3:30, and then it was another 2.5k cool down. So I think that was 11k of total volume. And this week I'm trying to get in 40 to 42k. So that is, what would that have been? I think 19k so far this week. So see how the legs are feeling tomorrow. They're really sore today, but I often notice that when I have a big intense training session like that, intervals, when we were doing the Hyrox workouts as well, I noticed that my recovery suffers the next day. But today I've just got a strength training session, so strain won't be too high, and to be honest, I'll probably go a little bit lighter on some of the movements just so that I can run tomorrow. But I don't know if you can see here, 51% recovery. Other metrics fairly solid. HRV is quite low. My HRV is usually around 180 if I'm well recovered. Today it was 148. So when the recovery drops, you will almost always see the HRV drop as well. Resting heart rate 38. I've actually noticed that drop down a couple of beats over the last month since I've been doing more running, which is interesting. I think the lowest that my resting heart rate's ever been consistently on Whoop is 38, and that was last year when I was doing more running, and when it went back up to around 40. But yeah, it's come down consistently. I think it did hit 37 last week, so I'm getting fitter, and to be honest, I've only really been doing about 25k a week on average, and my intention is to bump that up to 40k consistently over the next few months, maybe even 50s over summer, because I think I've mentioned before on the channel that I'm going to be doing a marathon, hopefully in Perth, Australia, at the end of this year in October, because the coaching team are over there. So Harry, Peter and Connor all currently live in Perth, and we have a client doing the Perth Marathon 2 that I'm coaching, so I thought it would be a cool opportunity to go over there and do the marathon. I am obviously going to train for it. I'm going to hit some longer runs, but I'm not going to do like a proper marathon prep just because we're traveling a lot over summer. But I think I would like to say I'll be able to get under 3:15 if I can build a good amount of volume this year. I have hit a 3:22 a couple of years ago, and that was a solo marathon. That wasn't even a race. I didn't really train for that one either, so quietly confident about that. And then the plan is to, provided that my body responds fine and I stay injury free this year with more running, we're going to try and do a sub 3 prep for Barcelona in March next year, which would be awesome. I'll do that with Simon, who you will have seen on the channel. We did the half marathon prep together, and we both hit a 1:28 for the half marathon. So we're both fit. We did the Hyrox as well, and we won that for our age group, which is pretty cool. So we're both fit, but we're nowhere near fit enough to do a sub 3 just yet. That's why this period throughout the year is throughout the summer is really important that I just get a lot of miles in the legs, so that I'm used to doing 50k a week before we go on to a marathon prep, which it goes without saying is going to be a little bit more intense. But as always, I'm still doing the 4 strength training sessions, still very focused on physique. That's the thing when you've got a good base level of fitness, you manage your recovery well, you eat well, and your body can handle it. Like, your body can handle the strength training and the running. Like, you're obviously never gonna be in as good shape in terms of muscle mass as you could be if you're doing a lot of the running, but it's really just a small trade-off really, and I enjoy the running. But yeah, sub 3 is kind of like a lifetime goal, so I hope that we can hit it next year, but if I don't hit it then we'll keep trying. But yeah, so I'm just going to take you through my day today. I actually got up for a call at 7. The person didn't turn up, which is just part of the game when you're doing, you know, 10 to 12 sales calls a week. Probably 2 of them don't show up. It's just the way it is. But just to touch on like business, we had a great month last month, best month ever really in terms of new clients coming on board. So this month we're just kind of like solidifying things. I don't want to actually bring on as many people as we did last month, just because I want to give the people that we did bring on a chance to kind of like settle in, and the coaching team to settle into the new clients as well. But we have brought a few people on this month so far. I think we've brought on like 8, and we've still got another 9 days left of the month, so it'll be a good month. And through summer, the main focus really, because we're traveling, is just keep current clients happy, keep them progressing towards their goals, because a lot of people drop off in summer, not in our business thankfully, because I think the people we work with have got more of a long-term view to it, in the sense that they understand obviously if they're wanting to get in good shape and stay in good shape, which is the most important thing, then obviously they need to be training and staying relatively consistent throughout summer. But just trying to slowly grow throughout summer in terms of client numbers. Like if I can grow the client numbers by 3 to 4 clients a month, I'd be very, very happy with that. And then when we get back to Dubai in September, turn on the gas and try and grow it a little bit. But we're doing a lot of things in the background as well. So it's not all just about trying to push the revenue, trying to push the client numbers. I actually want to continue to improve the service as we grow as well. I see a lot of coaching companies, like they scale, they grow, they bring loads of people in, they make all this money, but they don't improve the service, and I think the service actually goes backwards, and then they start dropping loads of clients, and that's obviously the last thing that we want. We want everyone to come on board, everyone that comes on board to get a great result and have a fantastic experience if they put in the work. So that's at the forefront of everything that we're doing, but we're going to be putting more of an effort into education side of things in July. I've got Harry the nutritionist basically stepping up to a full-time role, so he's going to be helping me with developing more in-house content for the clients in terms of like resources that will help them on the go with nutrition when they're traveling and training. So yeah, just trying to constantly improve. But we're going to do a little bit of work at my standing desk and then probably go and get some steps, because we are less than 4 weeks away from holiday. So I'm trying to lean down a little bit, and I am leaning down. I've dropped about 1 kilo in the last 2 weeks, which is good. So I'm not actually going to change my calories, I don't think, until holiday. I'm just going to focus on keeping activity really high through the running and the steps. So I'm just sitting at around 3,000 calories, which for me, I think based off the amount of activity that I'm doing at the moment is a little bit of a deficit. So should naturally lean up a little bit and probably drop another kilo. But I'm going to get into a little bit of work, and then I'll check in later on. I don't know what I'm going to film today. I'm just going to film bits and bobs, film a training session, film my steps, things like that, touch on nutrition. So I've just been grinding on LinkedIn for the last hour. So a big focus of mine over the next few months is to really push the LinkedIn platform alongside Instagram. Obviously Instagram is our bread and butter. It's where we post all the client transformations. It's where we probably got 75% of our client base from. But I have been posting on LinkedIn for the last couple of years, not quite as consistently as Instagram. I've never really found content that has fully landed on Instagram, because obviously you can't be posting topless photos and things on LinkedIn. But I'm now kind of tweaking the content a little bit to focus more on, I guess providing a lot of value, educating people around, the sorts of training that they should be doing if they're busier and can only train, let's say 3 days a week, because generally the people that you speak to on LinkedIn are, a lot busier, traveling for work and things like that. But it makes sense for our business, because a lot of the best clients that we have, whether they've come through referrals or Instagram, they exist on LinkedIn. Like that's where they, quote unquote, hang out. People in, C-suite positions, directors, founders, consultants, those sorts of people. So I'm trying to almost go direct to the source, and I've basically just been alongside planning some content, just speaking to people on the platform. We message the people that we connect with, we have conversations with them, speak to them about any issues that they're having with their training, what they're struggling with, what they're working towards, and then ultimately, if we think we can genuinely help them, I'll book in a call with them and have a consultation call. We've got a couple of clients on LinkedIn over the last couple of months, so there is definitely proof of concept there, but I'm definitely going to be pushing the platform more, because I massively prefer it to Instagram. As I said, I don't want the whole business to be reliant on just one platform. So that's a key area of focus for me over summer, is to grow the connections and hopefully get some really great clients off that platform. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. But I think I'm going to pack up my stuff now, head to Wellfit, have some breakfast, do some steps, and then train. Okay, so I'm just heading to the gym now. Standard procedure, I'm gonna get 4 eggs on sourdough for my pre-workout meal, and then realistically let that digest for like an hour and a half, do some work, go train. Today I've got leg day, posterior focused leg day, so glutes and hamstrings, so there'll be some deadlift variations in there and some single leg work with some calf work as well, because I'm really working on ankle stability and calf strength for all the running that I'm doing at the moment. But as I mentioned earlier on in the video, I'm going to go a little bit lighter just because my legs are sore from the run yesterday. But to be honest, it's like lower leg calf as opposed to like glutes too much. So should still be able to progressively overload or maintain numbers at least. I probably won't be able to film in the gym because this gym is so busy at the moment. They're actually taking it off privily. I think I've mentioned before on the channel, I have a membership. Well, if you're in Dubai, you can get a membership to an app called Privily that gives you access to like probably over 50 different gyms in Dubai and Abu Dhabi as well, and beach clubs and all that sort of stuff. But the gym that I go to at the moment called Wellfit, because it has been so busy, they're actually taking it off there because the members of the actual gym that are paying to be a part of the gym are getting annoyed at the amount of people that are going. But the food is absolutely unreal, so I'm gutted. I might still actually go to the gym and get the food even when it's taken off the membership. But anyway, we're leaving Dubai in like 3 weeks time anyway, so it's not a big deal. Just for the summer though, not leaving. But yeah, I'm gonna drive there now, get some food, do a bit of work, train, and then I have a call with one of my team. And I'm actually going to try and sunbathe a little bit as well before work later on. I've got a meeting with my mentor Dan at his apartment. He lives near me at 4:15, and that's actually all I've got on this evening, apart from obviously doing more work. Okay, so no luck with the bank so far. I realized I didn't actually have my Emirates ID, forgot my wallet at home, so that's basically like your identification card, like your passport. Definitely not going to be able to get a document from the bank about that. So come home, doing a couple of check-ins, I'm going to head to Dan's, and then I'm actually going to go straight from Dan's to Dubai Mall, where there is another branch of the bank in there, and that's when I'll hopefully get the document. But this is the problem with Dubai. I'm going to get a taxi from Dan's and then to Dubai Mall because I can't face driving to the mall from where I live. Like, the traffic is honestly so bad. I'll probably spend an hour in the car. Part of the reason that I'm getting rid of it, to be honest, I'm looking forward to actually just taking more taxis, not spending the money on the car, and then being able to do stuff while I'm in the taxi. I waste so much time just driving at the moment. I will get a car when we come back after summer, but it'll probably just be like a cheaper rental or something like that. So yeah, gonna get a bit of work done, head over to Dan's for the mentorship strategy session, and then try and face Dubai Mall in the evening, which is going to be absolute carnage, but I'll probably take the camera and show you how busy it is. Okay, so it's Friday, 1:30. I'm just walking over to the gym to do some cardio. I was going to do my third run of the week today, but my body is sore, to say the least, after my interval session on Wednesday. Hips are a little bit tight. Like I mentioned, that I haven't been running more than about 30k a week for a while, so the jump up from 3 to 4 a week was maybe a little bit optimistic after pulling my hamstring. So basically, I'm going to jump on the bike for 60 minutes and do some zone 2, just build the base, allow the body to recover a little bit, and then I'll be getting my third run in on Sunday and do 12 to 15k with the guys. It'll be our last run outside because basically it's just getting way too hot now. So I think I've done 19k so far this week, so that would take me up to 31 to 34 depending on how far we go, which I'd be pretty happy with, obviously plus the 1 hour of zone 2 on the bike. So still building fitness, and I think this is just how I'm going to have to play it for the next few weeks, to let my body fully get back into doing more running with the speed work. Realistically, if I hadn't done that hard interval session, I would have been able to run today, but just because obviously those intervals are very high intensity, I was running at like between 3:30 and 3:45 per kilometre. It just takes a toll on the body, and I do have a little bit of an imbalance in my hips just from my ACL operation I had years ago. So I do find that when I really push it on those hard interval sessions and in races, one side of my body tends to tighten up, which is why I do a lot of mobility work, but we're still getting it done. And this is very much how I'm going to play my marathon prep as well. I'd love to say that I'm absolutely 100% going to do 4 runs a week, but I'm just going to have to see how the body feels. And then if I am feeling a little bit jacked up and a little bit tight, I will just sub the 4th run for a zone 2 bike. And a lot of runners do that, to be honest. A lot of runners and people who do the hybrid training, they do a lot of their zone 2 work on the bike, because as I say, it's obviously off feet, it's lower intensity, it's less impact, so it does allow you to still build fitness and then conserve energy to be able to push really hard on the intervals on the longer runs, which are obviously the most challenging runs in a marathon prep. So basically we'll just have to see how it goes. But I think I finished my clip off yesterday from the vlog saying I was going to go to the bank and get a document for the car. I did manage to do that, but I got lost in Dubai Mall for about 25 minutes trying to find the bank, and then it took me about half an hour to wait for a taxi to get home. So basically it took me 2 hours to go to the bank and get a document, so it wasn't very exciting for the vlog, so I chose not to video it. But it's fucking hot. I think it's 41 degrees now, and the gym is just a 10-minute walk away from the apartment, but I'm going to be sweating by the time I get there. So I'll check in later on. I've pretty much done all my check-ins today. Friday is a moderately heavy day of check-ins, which is not too bad. It's about 15, so I think I've done almost all of them. And then I have 3 consultation calls later on today. 2 from LinkedIn, 1 from Instagram. So we'll see how they go. And then tomorrow, I'm actually going to go and try and sell my car to a dealership. So we'll see if I get a good price. Check in later on. So that's the bike session done. I actually managed to put the bike outside of the gym. I'll try and insert a photo from my Instagram story. It said it was 42 degrees, and I can definitely believe that. I was actually really surprised with how manageable it was in the heat. So I did 60 minutes, and the aim was to keep it in zone 2. Looked at my Whoop after. I was only able to keep it in zone 2 for 35 minutes. Not because the heart rate was going too high, it was actually the opposite. I did 25 minutes in zone 1 and then 35 minutes in zone 2. So zone 2 for me, based off what Whoop says, is between 135 and 150 beats per minute, and it was surprisingly hard to get it up high enough. I thought it would be much easier to maintain that higher heart rate in the heat, because obviously when you're in the heat it spikes your heart rate, but it was actually pretty challenging. So there's a huge difference there between running and cycling, obviously, but if I'd run in the heat there, my heart rate would have been like mid to high 170s, so there's a huge difference there. I actually quite enjoyed that. I was able to watch a few videos from the team, have a look at some client stuff as well. So I think on this marathon prep, I said earlier on in the video in the last clip that I'm probably just going to do 3 runs a week and really push myself on those runs and then make up the rest of the zone 2 easy work on the bike. I think that's just going to be better based off how my body's feeling at the moment. I do find it quite hard to recover from doing 4 a week, which I guess is obvious when I'm also lifting 4 times a week as well, and 2 of those lifting sessions are relatively heavy lower body work. So as long as I can accumulate that aerobic work, then that's good. Realistically, I have absolutely no chance of running anywhere near 3-hour marathon if I wasn't doing 4 cardio sessions a week. So that'll be the plan. It'll just be a case of actually having access to a bike once a week over the summer, but it should be fine. Obviously, if I can get in a good gym when I'm in the UK and Ireland, to be able to do that. So was pleased with that. And from a physique standpoint as well, obviously cycling is lower intensity. So if you were getting really nitty gritty with it, you could argue that maybe your physique will look a little bit better doing a bike session versus a run, just because your body will be less fatigued. And generally when you're fatigued, you look worse, but we're talking really small margins here. But it's just good to do something different as well. Like I actually genuinely enjoyed that, especially if you can do it outside in the sun. So I just had a consultation call there, and then I have another one in 15 minutes. I have one more check-in to do, and then that's pretty much the work done for the day. I've got some client messages to respond to, and then I think we're going to go for some steps in the evening because mine are a little bit low today. And then tomorrow I'm going to check out this new gym that's just opened. It's a warehouse gym in Dubai, which is like a big franchise, but they've opened up an absolutely massive one. So I'm going to go down there with my clients and check it out. So I'll probably video some of that tomorrow and put it in the vlog as well. So we are just about to head out for food and some steps. I got a haircut and I've officially gone from a 9.5 to a 10. And turns out we're going to be holding on to the car for another 4 months and getting rid of it after summer. Long story, don't want to get into it. But yeah, we're going to go to one of our favourite spots called Nourish in Jumeirah. Healthy food. It was on the channel about 2 months ago. I'm going to get something different today. You need to get a lot of protein and a fair bit of carbs in to hit the macros for today. And then we both got about, what, 5,000 steps to do? Yes. So we're going to go to the beach and do that. And then tomorrow morning, we've got the final run of the season outside. It's getting way too hot. So we're going to do 12K at the beach with Simon. So that is the plan. I'll check in when we got some food. Taste test, what are you saying?
Quite spicy actually.
Spicy?
Nice stuff.
What's hot? It's lemony, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of lemon and spice.
Better than the normal ones. Yummy. Got the beef bowl with rice, avo, sweet potato, spinach, prawn tails, well, prawns with peanut butter. She's got chicken and rice.
This looks so minging.
It's minging?
In my picture, that.
Yeah, I think the camera's going to die soon, so we'll call it a day there and we'll check in next week.